As a few little reminders, I just wanted you guys to think about, especially in your organic models, getting your edge flow to match mass and volume. A lot of you guys with your character models did a really great job getting the forms down and shaping them out, but you want to further move the vertices to flow with either the muscle structure or the weight of your character. So I just Googled here edge flow of a human model. And you can see wherever we have muscle or where we're carrying our weight here, all of these are curved and angled to follow that flow. And that's how we can really get a strong looking and feeling 3D model. If we look at the front, you're generally going to have circle like kind of edge loops around the belly. Now, yeah, if we look right down the center, we've got some straight lines here, but you're going to want to curve under the chest and then follow down the abdomen, okay? So this one could go a little bit further than it does. It doesn't have to be a very high poly model to get this idea started. You can see we've got larger, I mean this is a smaller image, but we're still getting those angles in and out to follow the edge flow of the character. It's really cool to be able to see this on top of actual imagery too. And some of you did this, so great job. But we've got that musculature around the eyes, around the mouth, and then we're kind of connecting between them. So once you get your characters kind of set, start to think, okay, well, you know, I talked about a teddy bear earlier. The teddy bear's stomach is going to be really round. The bottom of their feet are going to be really round. So we're going to start with sharp edges and cubed with our organic models, but then, and something that you can note, is how we shape it after we're done. So just make sure you're thinking about that. And then before I forget, when you do apply your texture, so I'll go to Assign New Material, I'll do a Lambert, checker box, File, and then I'll grab we'll just go back to the brick. You're going to want to name this though. Okay, so where it says Lambert 7, that's how you can always find this tab. But I'm going to call this brick texture. Now, if you are editing, let's say I'm just going to move some stuff, extrude and scale, whatever it is. You may be like, well, wait, I want to edit this texture. How do I do so? You know, if we're still in this part of the menu, you're going to just go into your attribute editor and click this arrow over here. You can click and hold, and all the way over will be the brick texture or whatever texture is. So if you needed to change the name or something. And then last but not least, what if I want to scale up or down this brick? Okay, I talked about the UV menu that we're not going to get into, but there is a more simplified way to do it. So you'll go over to your brick texture, or wherever your texture is. I'll click this play button that's next to color. This is just saying, hey, you already have a file in here. And then if I scroll down, I'm going to have UV coordinates. And you'll twirl that down. And then you'll hit the play button next to UV coordinates. This opens up kind of a mini menu here where I could rotate my texture. And then this repeat UV. That's how many times do I want this to be repeated. You'll want to match the numbers. So this is technically U and V. Just like we go in X, Y, and Z dimensions, texture is in U and V. So let's say if I do 5 and 5, now you'll see my texture is much, much smaller. If I do 0.5 and 0.5, now you can see my brick is much bigger. So this is a way that you can change the scaling of the actual texture. So don't forget to name your textures. You can play around with the scale, and while you're modeling, check your edge flow.